Bungie have released their new subclass for the final shape, called Prismatic. This sounds fantastic and all, but how does it work? Don't fear. This guide will explain the concept and allow you to learn this new subclass.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Let's break it down into class breakdown, fragments and what is available for the first mission, exotic class items and why it can only be used with Prismatic, and the limitations to Prismatic Subclass in terms of aspects, fragments available.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to process a tremendous amount of insane information.
Without further ado, guys, let's jump into the video. Let's focus on the individual class breakdown, starting with the Hunter class. There are 5 super abilities available, 3 of which require you obtain them. The supers are Golden Gun Marksman, Silence and Squall, Silk Strike, Shadow Shot Deadfall, and the introduction of new arc subclass, Storm's Edge. At the start of the campaign, Solar and Stasis will be unlocked. The usual dodge and jump abilities are present, with the inclusion of Blink. Melee and Grenades are a combination of all 5 subclasses and are set within Prismatic. Those melees are Knife Trick Solar, Withering Blade Stasis, Threaded Spike Strand, Snare Bomb Void, Combination Blowed Arc, and the grenades are Swarm, Duskfield, Grapple, Magnetic, and Arc Bolt. So the only ones present at the start of the campaign will be your Solar and Stasis abilities, so your melees and grenades. So Knife Trick, Withering Blade, Swarm Grenade, and Duskfield Grenade. The mix of all 5 subclasses continues with the aspects and a combination of Gunpowder Gamble, Winter's Shroud, Threaded Spectre, Stylish Executioner, and the new Arc aspect, Ascension. Winter's Shroud and Stylish Executioner will be available at the start of the final shape campaign, so the remainder will need unlocking as you progress through the campaign. So that's something just to be aware.
As you deal damage with either light damage or dark damage, it fills the respective sides of the meter. Once both sides are full, you get this new level of power that we're calling Transcendence.
That explains how to achieve Transcendence. Let's take a look. This slowed footage shows the Transcendence bar to be full, and a character can initiate the Transcendence ability and change the grenade. Once initiated, the Ascendance bar will depreciate until depleted, and I guess rinse and repeat. The Transcendent grenade for the Hunter is called Hailfire Spike, which reads, throw a device charged with stasis matter and solar energy that attaches to surfaces or targets and then erupts into a slowing storm. After a short duration, the device ignites, creating a deadly scorching cyclone. Phenomenal. The Warlock supers you can select are Winter's Wrath, Needle Storm, Nova Bomb Cataclysm, Storm Trance, and the new Solar Super, Song of Flame. Stasis and Void supers will be available at the start of the campaign. Again, the usual rifts and jumps are available with the addition of Phoenix Dive and Blink. The melee and grenades available are as follows: Incinerator Snap, Penumbral Snap, Arcane Needle, Pocket Singularity, and Chain Lightning. The grenades of Swarm, Cold Snap, Threadlings, Vortex, and Storm are also available. However, at the start of the campaign, you will only have Penumbral Snap, Pocket Singularity, Cold Snap, and Vortex grenades available to you. The remainder again will have to be unlocked during the campaign or as you're in the actual world environment, so just bear that in mind. Now let's take a look at the Warlock aspects that will be available. Those include Bleak Watcher, which I know, Stasis Turrets, crazy, Reaver's Call, Feed the Void, Lightning Surge, and the new aspect Hellion, which grants a Fireball Buddy. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be fun. Stasis and Void will be the starting aspects for the campaign. Let's take a look at the Transcendence for the Warlock. Okay, Transcendence, like the Hunter, as you do the Transcendence, your abilities will change and your grenade will convert into the new Warlock grenade, which is Freezing Singularity, which states that throwing a mass of void energy and stasis matter, on impact it deploys a miniature black hole orbited by a halo of slowing ice. After a short duration, the black hole implodes, suppressing and dealing heavy damage to all nearby targets. Ah, crazy. Okay, for all those Titan mains, the supers available are as follows: Hammer of Soul, Glacial Quake, Blade Fury, Thunder Crash, and the new super Twilight Arsenal. Void Axis, baby. Strand and Arc will be the starting supers for the campaign. Like the other two classes, barricades and jumps remain unchanged with the inclusion of thruster. Melee and grenade abilities are as follows: Hammer Strike, Shiver Strike, Frenzy Blade, Shield Throw, Thunderclap. The grenades are Thermite, Glacial, Shackle, Suppression, and Pulse grenades. Strand and Arc will be the starting melee and grenade abilities. And I'll be looking into prismatic builds for all classes in another video, so watch out for that. And if you have any kind of builds that you want to put in, let me know in the comments and we'll have a little look at those. Moving on. Titan aspects. Okay, the Titan aspects that are included are Consecration, Dranger's Lash, Knockout, Diamond Lance, and the new aspect Unbreakable, which grants a shield whilst running. Not gonna lie guys, that's gonna be incredible. Strangely, the starting aspects are Arc and Stasis and not Strand, which is kinda peculiar. Okay, moving on to the next bit, which is the Titan Transcendence. Titan Transcendence is the same as the other classes, and whilst transcendent, your grenade becomes more powerful. The grenade is Electrified Snare, and as you can see in the video, the Titan has initiated Transcendence by fist bump and throws the grenade. The combatants have been suspended before the character Thunder Crashes to finish them off. This grenade is pretty cool and reads: throw an explosive device energized with strand matter and arc energy that detonates in a supercharged suspending burst. The suspended targets take heavy damage over time and change jolting lightning to any nearby targets. That's going to be powerful, without a doubt. Okay, let's move on to Prismatic Fragments. Okay, Bungie released the comments about the Prismatic Fragments, and let's take a little look here. Now let's talk about Prismatic Fragments. One of the challenges we identified early on was that a lot of the power from a single damage type subclasses comes from a network of melee interconnected gameplay loops the player can dip into when focus their build crafting on a single element. When the player's focus is split between multiple elements, we still need to provide enough opportunities for stacking powerful synergies, as well as providing value to the new Transcendence loop. To help us solve this problem, we've increased most Prismatic Aspect Fragment slots allotments to 3, with a few of our most potent options staying at 2 fragment slots. You're gonna need the extra space. With Prismatic from day 1 of the final shape, you'll be able to find or earn a total of 21 fragments, a sizable bump over the typical 14 to 16. Some are reimaginations or combinations of existing fragments, and some are brand new. Unlike our core damage types, fragments in Prismatics are unlocked for all your characters as soon as you acquire them. If you finish the campaign on your Hunter and want to start your Titan will have all the fragments you unlocked on the Hunter. That is brilliant. Moving on. Prismatic Fragments and their descriptions. Just to give a shout out to CourtProjects, who has produced this amazing infographics, which will be used to explain the new Prismatic Fragments. So let's take a look. Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with dark damage grants grenade energy. My view, General Fragment, good for melee grenade energy, plus achieve Transcendence quicker. Facet of Bravery, defeating targets with grenade grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. Defeating targets with powered melee final blows grants unraveling rounds to your strand weapons. This is a specialized fragment, benefits strand void weapons, feeds Transcendence and works with Facet of Balance. Facet of Dawn, powered melee hits against targets makes you radiant. Powered melee followed blows make both you and your nearby allies radiant. This for me is a specialized fragment. It benefits you and your allies, synergizes with Facet of Hope, class regen, Bravery, strand weapons equipped, Balance, aids Transcendence. If Facet of Ruin is equipped, an increase in DMG or ignitions may be procced. Facet of Defiance. Finishers create a detonation that either jolts, scorches, slows, severs, or makes targets volatile, based on the damage type of your equipped super. This again is a specialized fragment for me. Area of effect benefit, and potentially, if Aeon Armor Piece traits are available on the exotic class items, Heavy Ammo Creator, difficult to see a synergy with these 11 aspects, whilst Facet of Protection will help achieve this fragment. Facet of Dominance. Your Void Grenade weakens, and Arc Grenade jolt targets. Again, this is a specialized fragment. Arc and Void Grenades apply a debuff to targets, synergizes with Facet of Bravery if Void Weapon is equipped, and targets are killed. Facet of Generosity. Defeating targets while Transcendent creates orbs of power for your allies. Specialized fragment. Specific orb creation whilst Transcendent. Synergizes with Facet of Purpose to create an elemental buff, and Facet of Justice will create orbs and explosions when this is equipped. Facet of Grace. Damaging targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus Transcendent energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and nearby allies bonus Transcendence energy. General Fragment. This is kinetic weapon damage, grants bonus Transcendence energy. Super kills grants you and your allies Transcendence energy. Synergy lies with intellect and mods that can boost intellect regeneration. Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. This is a specialized fragment. Elemental buff will activate class ability regeneration, synergizes with Facet of Purpose. However, Facet of Generosity will help your allies who have this fragment equipped, and vice versa. Facet of Justice. Whilst Transcendent, your ability final blows explode. This is a Transcendent fragment. Specific fragment which will only activate whilst Transcendent. Synergy lies with mods that increase regeneration of your abilities and the stats of your armor. Facet of Projection. While surrounded by enemies, you are more resistant to incoming damage. This is a general fragment. This fragment is more for survivability whilst in high add density activities. It is an A tier fragment in my opinion, and will need testing, should be part of any build without a shadow of a doubt. Facet of Purpose. Picking up an orb of power grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield, based on the damage type of your equipped super. This is a specialized fragment. Picking up orbs is an essential mechanic of this fragment. Armor mods which generate orbs, siphons, will be critical. Synergizes with Facet of Generosity and feeds Facet of Hope due to the elemental buff. Facet of Ruin. This increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target, and increases the size of solar ignitions. Specialized fragment. Can complement the Transcendent Hunter Grenade Hailfire Spike and the Warlock Freezing Singularity stasis element. Facet of Defiance can apply the debuff in certain situations. This, in my opinion, should be rubber stamped for solar and stasis abilities or supers. The fragments that will be available at the start of the campaign are highlighted here, so please feel free to pause the video. Exotic class item is new to the final shape. The perks are from other exotic armor from any class. Random rolls are generated throughout the campaign or discovered in the Pale Heart. The two traits on the exotic class item are known as a spirit of a particular exotic, which allows one aspect of the main exotic, not the whole benefits. So just be aware of that, guys, okay? Okay, there are some obvious limitations with Prismatic. For example, limited supers and abilities. not knowing what perks we'll get with the exotic class items, and the ease of use, potency, and how it synergizes and interacts when build crafting. Limitations of Prismatic are not clear yet until testing and the community can get used to using it. Will it replace the individual subclasses? That is not what I think, because everyone needs that Warlock, right? I appreciate that there is a lot of information to digest, and the Prismatic Subclass has really added a new dynamic to Destiny, and something new to grind for. All I hope is that it really synergizes well and gives us the OP experience we want. No. Expect when we face the Witness on June 4th. Remember, we only have 12 of the 21 fragments revealed from Bungie, and we have 9 yet to be unlocked. The artifact mods will determine which subclass gets the juicy buffs and debuffs. Any guesses in the comments, please? So, there you are, Guardians, the Prismatic Subclass in a nutshell, and I aim to create my thoughts of the possible builds to start the campaign for the final shape. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe and like and hit the bell so you don't miss my new videos. Please check out the videos at the end to guide you on how to prepare yourself for the final shape. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.